conceptual perspective to things. People talk about a desire to be successful, all of the elements. Hello, everybody. Dr. Rick Wallace here, dropping in on you. I hope that everybody's having an unbelievable day. As for me, it's business as usual, pushing forward, trying to uh, optimize my time, maximize my impact, and be a catalyst for change for the good, of course. I have my ups and my downs like everybody else, but I'm here because I want to share something with you. And before I do, I want to remind you, we're still in the midst of a fundraiser, an ongoing fundraiser to help uh, subsidize, so to speak, what we're doing beyond what I personally fund to finance. We're not going to talk about it a lot. For those who have been aware for some time of what we do, we need your support. We're going to leave it at that. Uh, the way you can support is always going to be listed in the description box on the video that you're watching, no matter what. So that's that. What you're about to view is a very short clip of something that really caught my attention this morning and moved me in a very positive way, just to be able to experience it from my desktop. It is a young black father coming home to a teenage son that he had, that had not seen him outside of an institution since he was 3. So maybe 12, 13 years that they haven't had that type of contact. And so he's home and he's now seeing his son for the first time. He goes up to his school, the son isn't expecting it. And you can watch the engagement of that. I want you to just see what happens. It's nothing, it's not a lot of conversation. It's just an engagement. It's pure emotion, pure love. And we get a chance to see that. And then I'm going to give you a very brief commentary on what I observed and why we've got to be more intentful in addressing this issue. Take a look. Okay, thanks for those who took the time to watch that. Look, I'm not going to take long with this. I just want to hammer home a point. We have 1.5 million black men who are missing, predominantly due to mass incarceration as well as homicide and other forms of early death that are taking our men who are in the age of parenting primarily and leaving a gap that puts pressure on our women and leaves our young babies with questions. We have to be more intentful in engaging the conversation that's necessary to change this. We've got to deal with the issues that lead to incarceration. Then we must also deal with the issues that enforce recidivism. We're talking about 75% of the people who are released from prison will return within 3 years. That's what the numbers say. And we need to address that. We need to provide a space for people who have made mistakes to come home. We need to provide avenues to fight for those who have been falsely accused. We need to work on prevention that before it ever becomes an issue. And that means addressing the disproportionality at which young black males are referred for special education assignments, which works to alienate the young black male from the school process, leading to early dropout, which also increases their risk for incarceration. You have to see how the system works. I've said this so many times. You need to understand how things work if you plan on being an impact in changing the things that you don't like and being able to reproduce the things that you do. It's so important to understand the dynamics of what's taking place so that you can become more than a complainer, more than a finger pointer. You want to be a catalyst of change, an instrument of change. You want to be someone who is making their presence felt. And that comes from knowing, that comes from being willing to put in the work. There's so much that has to be done in this, and so many of the ills, not all, but so many of the ills can be traced here to, in full, in part, or in part, have an impact on the realities that we are suffering with and give us some type of idea of what we need to do to change it. I've put a lot of time and energy an effort into learning about and understanding these dynamics so that we can create change. We're not going to get anywhere by complaining. We're not going to get anywhere by finger pointing. Yes, we know there are people who are directly working against us. We know that we are targets. We know that we are victims of oppression. We know that we are descendants of slaves. We know so many things, but we also have to know by looking at who we are and what we've been through that we are resilient people, that we are a people who are built to survive and win. But what we are going to have to do is take our creativity, take our imagination, take our spiritual aptitude that's exceptional and remarkable and use it to our benefit. We can't keep turning to the oppressor and asking them to lift their foot off our neck. We have to get to a point in which we say we will remove it without question, by any means necessary. It's that simple. So my simple challenge or charge here is, let's step up. Let's have these discussions. Let's sit down together at our table, not theirs, at our table, and determine what direction we're going to take. How far are we willing to go? Are we willing to go the distance? Are we willing to put in the time? Are we willing to die for what we know we should have? That's going the distance. That's saying there's absolutely nothing that's going to stand in the way of me providing a better world for my children and their children and their children. It's absolutely imperative that we get together on this and develop a consistent and systemic agenda that will work to our benefit. On that note, I'm going to check out of here. Once again, reminding you that we definitely need your support and your help. You guys have an unbelievable day. Hopefully, I'll be back to you a little later on. I'm out.
Here I come, ready or not. Frank Ocean made this record hot.
From a conceptual perspective, things people talk
Real
about
talk,
a
I
desire
ain't
to be
throwing shots.
successful.
Careful who you leave close.